Hello everyone, and welcome back to another World Warships Blitz video. First of all, before I actually start off the video, I have the window down a little bit because it's a little hot here. I'm trying to get a little bit of, like cool weather in here, and if there are some birds outside getting a little rowdy, I apologize for that. But anyway, today's video is gonna be something a little different. Instead of finishing up my battleship line review, I'm going to go back to what I've been doing recently, which is just normal ship reviews. And today, it's going to be a good one. So today, I bring you one of the cruisers that I have been anxiously awaiting to get in this game for a very, very long time. The Petropavlosk. Now, when she first came out, the Petro had a very bad reputation. It was seen as a ship that was not very good, and Wargaming buffed it. I think they gave it the sea turret here became 360, which is amazing. It enhances a more battleship playstyle, in my opinion, but we'll get into that later. So let's get into some comparisons. So I'm going to compare the Petro to two ships. Compared to the Riga, the Tier 9 predecessor, which was a brutal grind, I'm being honest with you, and the Hindenburg. So we'll start off with Petro and Riga. So, first off, the only skill difference is we get a rapid reload, and we get a legendary module, which I am going to be putting on as soon as I get the materials to do it. You get main battery survivability for 50%, main battery traverse speed plus 10%, and main battery reload time by 4%. That is a perfect module for this ship, and I need to get it ASAP. Survivability, you get more HP, you get more fire and foreign resistance, and you have more torpedo damage reduction. It's good. And you pay for that with you're slower and you're less maneuverable, which makes sense because you're a bigger ship. The guns are the exact same, but they get a longer range and more damage. Other than that, pretty good. The secondaries are, again, just more range and more damage. The AA, you get more large caliber and small caliber, and you get better range on the small caliber, which is good. And the concealment is a tad bit worse, but then you're also a bigger ship. And now, we compare the Petropavlosk to the Hindenburg. Now, I was going to compare the Petro to the Moskva, but I do not have the Moskva, nor do I know where I can look at a Moskva, so I can't do that. So you don't get sonar, and the Hindenburg gets an extra precise aim. We're not going to look at the Hindenburg legendary module, but you are more tankier than a Hindenburg. Yeah, I think this has one of the best cruiser armors in all of Tier 10, which is really good. But again, you're slow and you're faster than Hindenburg, but not as maneuverable. The guns is, well, I gotta say to the Hindenburg. You get 12 of them. You get a shorter range on the Hindenburg. And these are German AP, so they hit pretty hard. Yes, the Petro has bigger guns, and they do more alpha damage, but the Petro has a longer reload. So the Hindenburg can get 2 salvos off before the Petro gets 1. And obviously, they don't get torpedoes or secondaries. You get better large caliber AA, but worse small caliber AA on the Petro. And the concealment with 9.84 on the Hindenburg is awesome. So, what does that leave us with? Well, a few characteristics about this ship real quick. This ship, if we just take a look at it visually here, it's very sleek and it's very low in the water. So it's very hard to hit with plunge, which is going to be pretty hard to hit on the broadside. It's going to be pretty devastating though if you get plunging fire. But one of the things is, what makes the ship really good is the guns. And this AP is one of the hardest hitting AP that you will ever find in this game out of all cruisers. Like, I was brawling a repub in this thing, and I overpenned the bow at 9 kilometers. Because, when you play cruisers, you're taught, hey, aim at bow, stern, and weak points on battleships to do full damage. Well, you'll overpen if you do this. So, you gotta aim for the deck. Don't aim at bow and stern. So let's get into the details a little bit. Elite bonus, you definitely want more main battery firing range. The hit points are nice, but it's only 1%. And torpedo damage reduction and firepoint resistance aren't going to do a whole lot. The range is where it's at. The historical camo gives you hit points, range, large caliber AA range, and torpedo damage reduction. I would prefer to have the special camo. I don't have it, but I'm going to get it somehow. But yeah, I would just go with the other camo. You don't really want that one. Equipment, I would go main battery mod 3 or main battery mod 2. Or main battery mod 1, actually, because the turret traverse is at an abysmal 5 degrees per second. So I would actually go main battery mod 1 here. You gotta fix that. Propulsion in 2 is pretty simple. And I am going to put the legendary module at some point in slot 3. However, if you aren't willing to put on the legendary module, I don't think a concealment build is going to work because it's 10.8 kilometers. I mean, it could work. It's going to be like 9.9, I think. Maybe 9.8. But you also have a turn time of 13 seconds. That is pretty bad for a cruiser. So, steering here might be a good option here. You could go either or if you decide not to put the legendary module on. My commander is being trained from the Riga. So we have underwater protection expert. We get the extra Def AA, which is nice. You get the artillery maintenance. I decided not to go with the air defense expert. I decided to get victorious charge when I destroy ships. I find it to be pretty useful. You definitely need the fire supremacy skill, not just for the exercise aim, for the rapid reload too, because you only get 1. If you don't have the skill, you won't get 2. So make sure you get the skill. Generalist for sure. Marksman to enhance the precise aim. Extinguisher, you could go adrenaline rush, but I get set on fire a lot with this thing. And there are things like Smolensk at tier 10 and all these other fire starters, so obviously it's going to be a bit of an issue. I did go demo expert here, but close quarters combat expert is pretty good because the secondaries are pretty good. So don't frown on these secondaries. No questions asked, master reloader here. APCS for sure, and I would honestly go Citadel Strike here. You could enhance the already really good armor, but you do get a lot of Citadels with this thing. So, Citadel Strike wouldn't be a bad option. And we'll just do a quick look at the battle honor. So, win 20 battles, 1.8 million points of damage, 75 Citadels. It's pretty easy, but you can definitely get it done. Destroy 40 cruisers. It's going to be a pain, but it's doable. I did it in my Riga, so you can do it in the Petro. And 105,000 points of damage in a battle is pretty... It's going to be difficult, but it's not impossible. So, and real quick for the camo, for the games, I'm just going to put on the Stars and Stripes camo. So, what does that leave us with here? Well, in simple terms, it's a free-to-play Moskva. And since the Moskva is now a premium, this isn't a bad, replacement. It really is a cruiser killer, but you gotta pick your fights carefully because you can get shut down this thing super easily. And because you have this great armor, it gives battleships enough armor to have all their armor-piercing shells ignite in your citadel. So you need to be cognizant of that. And destroyers are obviously also going to be a pain because of the long reloading guns and the horrible maneuverability. So, again, it's a free-to-play Moskva. If you played the Moskva, you know what it's like. If you haven't, then this line is really going to teach you. The Talon wasn't terrible. The Riga, pretty bad. Alright, well, I think that's enough talking for me. I'm just going to show you the quick gameplay I had, and yeah.
Бой начинается.
Захватить точку Си.
Желаю всем удачи. Всем удачи и 7 футов под килем.
Есть.
Благодарю.
Захватить точку Си. Захватить точку Си. Враг обнаружен. Есть. Команда противника захватила точку. Захватить точку Си. Защищайте точку Б. Высокоточный прицел активирован. Попадание! Команда противника захватила точку. Быстрая перезарядка активирована. Отличная работа! Наша команда захватила точку. Отличный выстрел! Захватить точку Б.
Просто отлично!
Наша команда захватила точку.
Требуется поддержка.
Вражеский корабль уничтожен. Нас попали! Цель поражена. Торпеды! Попадание! Защищайте точку Си! Корпус пробит! Обнаружена цель! Мы под обстрелом!
Большое спасибо!
Цель поражена. Пожар на корабле! Отличный выстрел! Ситуация под контролем. Мы под обстрелом! Высокоточный прицел активирован. Нас попали! Отличная работа!